I send my hope, I send my prayer, I send my strength to those resisting everywhere. May you stand tall, may you stay true, may you walk forward towards the work you're called to do. I send my hope, I send my prayer, I send my strength to those resisting everywhere. May you stand tall, may you stay true, may you walk forward towards the work you're called to do. I send my hope, I send my prayer, I send my strength to those resisting everywhere. May you stand tall, may you stay true, may you walk forward towards the work you're called to do. I send my hope, I send my prayer, I send my strength to those resisting everywhere. May you stand tall, may you stay true, may you walk forward towards the work you're called to do. I send my hope, I send my prayer, I send my strength to those resisting everywhere. May you stand tall, may you stay true, may you walk forward towards the work you're called to do. I send my hope, I send my prayer, I send my strength to those resisting everywhere. May you stand tall, may you stay true, may you walk forward towards the work you're called to do. I send my hope, I send my prayer, I send my strength to those resisting everywhere. May you stand tall, may you stay true, may you walk forward towards the work you're called to do. May you walk forward. May you walk forward.
It's okay to change your mind. Show us your courage. Leave this behind. Oh, it's okay to change your mind. And you can join us here anytime. Oh, it's okay to change your mind. Show us your courage. Leave this behind. Oh, it's okay to change your mind. And you can join us here anytime. Oh, it's okay to change your mind. Show us your courage. Leave this behind. Oh, it's okay to change your mind. And you can join us here anytime. It's okay to change your mind. Show us your courage. Leave this behind. Oh, it's okay to change your mind. And you can join us here anytime. Oh, it's okay to change your mind. Show us your courage. Leave this behind. Oh, it's okay to change your mind. And you can join us here anytime. Oh, it's okay to change your mind. Show us your courage. Leave this behind. Oh, it's okay to change your mind. And you can join us here anytime.
Tell me what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like.
Trying to get the crowd wrong.
Hey, ho, ho! Donald Trump has got to go. Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, ho, ho! Donald Trump has got to go. Okay. Can the owner of the Wiggly Man turn him off? He's kind of loud and people can't hear.
unplug if nobody shows up?
Oh, yeah.
This playlist if they know any of these songs, these are classics. Yeah, protest songs.
Joy, show us your costume.
Just in case.
Happy King's Day. And of course, we've got the big baby trumper.
How many democracy defenders do we have here today? Everybody! Woo-hoo! How many of you have done this before?
It's chance.
Aha. How many people have never done this before? All right, hey, we got some people, that's awesome. I tell you what, this is not an easy thing to do if you've not done it before. So I commend anybody who has picked up their courage and walked out the door and said, I'm going to fight for this country. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. So I want to thank everybody who has come out today. First of all, I probably should introduce myself because I always forget. So, I'm Lisa Marilyn. This is our third one of these that we've done here, right? You know, honestly, I wish I could say we didn't have to do this. I don't know about you all. Although, you know, I kind of equate these to as a pep rally because we are all tired, we are all stressed, and I think coming together at these really fills that cup back up for us to continue to move progress forward instead of backwards like these jerks are doing these days, right? So, I want to give a big shout out to all of you who have stepped up, who are organizing, who are running for office. Just last night here in Washington County, we had our Washington County Democratic Spring Dinner. We had 12 Democratic candidates at our dinner last evening, which is absolutely amazing because Washington County has not had full representation of its community, its people, So to have that many people in our community running as a Democratic ticket is fantastic. So thank you to all of those who are running. I do believe Wood County also has a very large amount of Democratic candidates too. So go West Virginia as well. All right, so I'm going to have Kim come up for just a minute, and she's going to give you some safety information, and I'll be back. All right, and anybody who is taking photos of today, make sure you tag IndivisibleMOV in those so we can get more views and shots of everything.
Hello everyone, welcome. It's great to see everyone out on this sunny day and here to stand up for democracy. Some safety information I'd like you all to take in. These vests, anyone wearing a bright yellow or bright orange vest is part of our safety team. We are here to help with any kind of safety concerns, and so if you need something, get one of us and we'll help. If someone is being disruptive, if someone is doing something out of line, don't engage with them. Come and get one of us. That's our job. Okay, some other things. The First Amendment to our Constitution guarantees the right to peaceably assemble. It's very important that we keep this assembly peaceable. I would prefer not to see people up by the traffic throwing the bird or shouting at passersby. That's not peaceable, okay? And we don't need complaints to the police department that we're being out of line. The police here have been very cooperative with us, and I would like to keep that good relationship with them. So, you know, when you're up on the bridge, then you can engage with people driving by, but don't do it in a rude, confrontational way that is going to stir up people's emotions in a way that might go backfire on us. We have had threats of people saying that, oh, if I see protesters, I'm going to drive into them. So I want you to stay off the sidewalk, stay down in the grass. The sidewalks need to be left clear for people to be able to pass by. Don't step out in the street. We have people doing crosswalk duty. They will help you cross when you're needing to get on the other side of the street. But don't step out in traffic and put yourself at risk. If you have, and this is an indivisible nationwide rule, if you have any weapons on you, I'm going to ask that you take them to your car and put them away. Indivisible has a rule that all the protests should be weapon-free. So even if you have a permit to conceal carry, please go put any weapons that you have away in your car. If you have any medical needs, like first aid, or you need water, a Band-Aid or whatever, the comfort station is over here right by the climate action tent. So go see Marsha or Linda if you need water, or maybe just a comfortable chair to sit down for a little bit, or a Band-Aid or whatever. They're there to help us out that way. Also, if you lose track of your children, your spouse, whatever, the comfort station would be a good meetup spot. And because they're in communication with the safety team, and we can help you all get back together with your people. One last thing, There will be a drone flying over at some point during the protest. They're with us, okay? Don't get scared. They're here to document the size of the crowd. If you don't want your face to be seen, when the drone does the flyover, just put your head down. The drone is pretty high up there. I don't think they can pick out individuals very well. But if you don't want to be seen, just put your head down like this, and they won't get your face. I think that covers everything. I hope everyone has a wonderful time, and that we have a marvelous, peaceful, fun protest. Thank you.
All right, back on either side of the stage, there are a few other things going on. We have someone from Washington County for Ohio that has 2 petitions that need to be signed. Marriage equality and, what's the other one? Equal rights. They're both equals, right? So if you are in Ohio, you don't necessarily have to be Washington County. You can be anyone in Ohio. You can go here to your left, or my left, your right, and sign those petitions for us today. West Virginia there are 2 petitions for West Virginia against war in Iran and changes for ICE. Just to let you also know, for Ohio, there is going to be a citizen-driven petition to put a moratorium and stop the data centers. So be on the lookout for that. So that's going to happen as well. Coming up on April 26th, the Quakers are having a silent vigil. So that information is also going to be at the IndivisibleMOV tent. So IndivisibleMOV, what is that, right? It's a nonpartisan group of activists started during the first Trump administration to try to change the actions of what's happening, getting people involved politically for the people of this country. So if you want to be involved in trying to help with this change, make sure you get over to the IndivisibleMOV to sign up, to be informed. We need emails, phone numbers. You can join us. We have a monthly meeting to go over what's happening and to try to drive initiatives to get change done. So we need your voices. We need your activism. We need you to get involved as well. Okay, we'll do that. Also, anyone with Washington County would like to get involved with Democrats, you can also sign up over there as well, so we can get you in touch with everything that's going on. So this afternoon as well, if you want to do more protesting today and you just don't get enough today, right here in Washington County, there is another one down in Vienna at 5 o'clock on Grand Central Avenue. They're in front of Hobby Lobby and Walmart. Good place to do it, I guess, right? So that's going to be just a honk and wave, so bring your signs, bring your people, and stand out and just give a cheer, right? All right, folks. So, I'm going to call up our first speaker, if he's around. Actually, this is going to be Margaret Meeker.
I will hold it for you. She's going to hold it for you. Oh, you're going to hold it for me? Yeah. Okay. What are you going to say? I'm going to stand right now. You're looking at an angry white woman. No more war. Can you remember a time when we were not at war? As an 87-year-old, I've lived through World War II, Korean, Vietnam, Iraq I, Bosnia, Afghanistan, Iraq II, and now the Trump war. The only person I knew in World War I was a great uncle. He was gassed. I didn't see him work. He committed suicide in the early 80s. I had another uncle by marriage who fought in the Pacific. My favorite uncle served in Korea. A brother-in-law sat on the shore on a ship by Cuba. Wow, we're doing this thing again with Cuba. I had two brother-in-laws who served in Vietnam. One died of cancer because of Agent Orange. As an elementary student, way back in the 40s, I got under my desk during air raid drills because of the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I protested the war in Vietnam while I was teaching 6th grade at a local school and attending Kent State, working on my master's in education. 4 students were killed. We had tanks and troops move through the streets. I knew what it was like to have troops on the street. Why are we in this mess? I say, greed, racism. The history of our country only starts with some white men who came from Europe, and they imposed their beliefs on the native people in North America and some in South America. They went to Africa and stole people to work on the stolen land. They hired men to capture the runaway slaves. I am angry because I learned about our history in graduate school. And now this regime wants to take it all away. They want to erase our history, the names of black authors and poets, statesmen, veterans, a president, and a vice president. I am so angry because men and women and children are being picked up and sent to concentration camps like we did to the Japanese during World War II. Imprisoning people born in other countries without due process is against the law. Children and citizens are separated from their loved ones. And those of all ages are dying in prisons from neglect or murder. This use of ICE is the same as the men who hunted runaway slaves. Today, KKK isn't wearing hoods or sheets, but red hats and masks, which they didn't want to wear during COVID. I worry about my nephews and nieces who are of Mexican descent, who are biracial. I worry about my friends and all the children I worked with who were black and have families of their own. I worry about my students, my nieces and nephews, that they will get the proper health care they need and be able to vote, get a loan, attend the school of their choice, and love the person they choose to be their life partner. There is an old saying, if you don't like me because I'm uneducated, I can get an education. If you don't like me because I'm dirty, I can wash. If you don't like me because of my skin, I can only refer you to God. I turn to some of my favorite authors, such as Langston Hughes, who says, hold fast to dreams. Maya Angelou said, I've learned that people will forget what you said, what you did, but never forget how you made them feel. We just lost a great man, Jesse Jackson, who said, I am somebody. He wanted us to see our brothers and sisters of color. I leave you with our great new poet, Amanda Gorman, who wrote poetry after the killing of Good and Pretty. Love your people. Fear not those without papers among us. If we cannot find the words, may we find the will. If we lose hope, may we never lose our humanity. Let us hug our neighbor and save one more life.
Thank you, Margaret! Some great words to live by, folks. All right, we also have another table. Where are they? To register to vote. So is everybody here registered to vote? Everybody? Do we have all of our young people registered to vote? All right, so if for some reason you're not saying you're registered because you don't want to be embarrassed, we do have a way for you to do that today. You also, if you think you're registered, maybe you didn't get to vote the last few times, you just didn't think it would make a difference. We all know it does. You can check your registration to make sure that you haven't been inadvertently, taken off the rolls. Let's hope that's not happening, right? So there are places that you can go to do that. Check with your local board of elections for here in Ohio. In West Virginia, it is the clerk, the state clerk's office, I believe. So you can do that. All right, so now I'm going to have Mr. Brian Hayden give us a little rendition of On His Bullshit today.
Well, howdy, kids. It's Saturday. And yes, I am back on my bullshit. I am honored to be here today to share this day with you, to rejoice in this, our most basic of rights. The rights to say, enough is enough. To scream out, no more. 1 year ago, I stood here and I told of my oath to support and defend the Constitution. I declared that day that my oath never expired and my duty is ongoing. I have talked about the privilege of being asked to speak here. As some have asked me, what difference will it make? What chance do you have? I say, what choice do we have? It is about a place at the table. Now, I was always wanting my place at the table. When it came for time for what I thought was my place at the table, I was told, it's your turn to set the table. Your turn to serve the meal. Your turn to clean up. I was allowed to eat, but I was not given what I thought was my place at the table. Then I started to wonder, why is that? I started to question, why didn't I have my place at the table? Then I started to notice that other people did not have a place at the table. I went and I listened to their stories. I actively read the history of our nation, and I learned things that were never taught. The uncomfortable truth became evident. The system was working as intended. The institution was built this way. The Bill of Rights, the Constitution that I swore to uphold and defend, was not originally written for me. These laws, these rights, they were written as a compromise between the founding fathers. These rights were only intended to protect a select group. From the day of its adoption and ratification in New York City, the Constitution and Bill of Rights did not include everyone. This document had been signed by human hands in Freedom Hall, but it was exclusive. Not a single one of these rights was a gift to anyone other than the elite. And since that day, the people have fought, bled, and died for their place at the table. One of the first fights was over property. How much was enough to be included at the table? Now, this was just a trivial, almost petty fight, but it was a fight that foretold the struggles to come. 74 years after these rights were written, a bloody civil war pitted impoverished Americans against unfortunate Americans. The outcome should have been a turning point for our nation. This could have been a chance for a united people. In 1870, the 15th Amendment pledged to no longer deny the right to vote based on the color of a man's skin. Sort of. Jim Crow responded, grandfather clauses, poll taxes, and literacy tests. These were used to keep the undesirables away. The struggle was so strong to oppress voting rights that they invented this question: how many bubbles in a bar of soap? That question was used for years to test whether certain people were smart enough to exercise the right to vote. Almost a half century after the Civil War, women were finally permitted to the right to participate in the American process. The suffrage movement saw hundreds of women arrested, abused, and harassed for silently protesting. Protests that lasted years just for a place at the table. In 1920, the 19th Amendment was adopted, ratified. Suffrage was granted. Sort of. In 1924, the Snyder Act passed. The original Americans, the Native Americans, were finally granted permissions to be citizens. The descendants of the people that built the earthworks not more than 2 blocks from here, built centuries before colonization. These people were finally granted this right. Sort of. 4 decades later, in 1965, after years of protest, more bloodshed for civil rights, our women of color were no longer actively denied the fundamental right to participate in this, the American experiment. Finally, the prohibition of poll tax was declared. That should have been the last hurdle. Every American now finally would have the right to vote. Sort of. 1975 finally removed the literacy test requirement for voters. In 1982, we finally saw the requirement to accommodate voters with disabilities. Sort of. Many polling places are still in churches that are exempt from the Americans with Disabilities Act. Now I keep saying sort of, because now the fight has returned. The powers in office now claim they have to save America from a problem that doesn't exist. They say, prove you are an American. That is their demand today. We know tomorrow's demand will be, prove you're a real American. Prove that you are patriotic. Being patriotic has never meant being obedient. Patriots are not meant to be silent. Patriotism is not comfortable. Patriotism is accountable to our community. I am tired of proving my worth. I am ready to kick over the tables. I refuse to accept the tyranny of power that separates, that segregates, that divides us from each other. I will not trade my humanity. I will not abandon my honor for the lie that is privilege. I have witnessed the oppression of privilege, the false claim of heritage. I have but one weapon, my voice, my words, and I will continue to use my words to teach, to inspire, and to fight for our human rights for all our people. I need my brothers and sisters to be free. Free and treated equal in the eyes of the law. I desire a community where I no longer have to whisper, I am an ally. I am a safe person. I will stand for our human rights. Today, we gather together, not in rejection of America. We assemble in remembrance of the promise of America. We reject the attempts to exclude the human rights of all Americans. We demand that America live up to its potential. Thank you.
Gonna have to adjust this, Brian. What the heck? Hello, I'm Trish Pritchard. I'd like to ask the singing resistance to start forming up. Do you want them on either side, Lori, or right all over? Oh, just come on right up here behind me. That'd be great. This is falling out. Thanks. Well, they're coming up to sing some wonderful songs for us in a few minutes. I would like to ask all the veterans to give a shout out, wave. How many veterans have we got here today? Woo! Awesome, awesome. Our good friend Kim read this almost a year ago in the park, and I know all of you veterans took a solemn oath, And what I'd like to ask everyone here today to do is to join me in the citizen's oath. And so I will read a section, and if you all will respond, and then we'll have this, get through this, and hopefully I don't read it too fast, okay? So this is a citizen's oath. I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the civic responsibilities expected of every American. Thank you all. Sounded great. Awesome.
Okay, so we've got a little treat here, folks. I don't know if you've all seen the what's happening in Minnesota and what they've done to resist ICE. And what they're doing is they've got a big group of singing resistors. So Lori and I thought, what a great way to get people involved that may not feel comfortable with protesting, kind of, or being involved with organizing. We thought this was a fun way to bring hope to everybody. So here we are. If you would like to join the Singing Resistors, we will be having a meeting on April 9th at 5:30 at the UU on 3rd Street here in Marietta. Sorry, I'm freezing, so I'm a little shaky. So here we are. And feel free, once you get these songs down, they're not difficult. We would like you to join in.
It's mine, you can have it. Okay, just one. Sing it to the other side of the street.
okay to change your mind.
Okay, so the next song, this is a song that they've been singing outside of hotel rooms where they've been, ICE has been staying. So you'll understand what the meaning of this song is.
It's okay to change your mind. Show us courage. Leave this behind. Oh, it's okay to change your mind. And you can join us here anytime. Oh, it's okay to change your mind. Show us your courage. Leave this behind. Oh, it's okay to change your mind. And you can join us here anytime. Oh, it's okay to change your mind. Show us your courage. Leave this behind. Oh, it's okay to change your mind. And you can join us here anytime.
We keep us safe? Yeah. My fingers are so cold, I can't tell. No, we're going to let them sing, and then we're supposed to begin singing. We should just sing. I mean, it's good, but, you know. As good as we are.
That might be a good idea.
What's that?
Say the words before we start singing so that they get here.
Oh, sure, okay. Yeah, I'll read this. It's been suggested that we read the words to you so that you understand what we're saying. The next song is called We Keep Us Safe. Our love for our people will conquer hate. Our love for our people will conquer hate. Who keeps us safe? Who keeps us safe? We keep us safe. We keep us safe. Our love for our people will conquer hate. Will conquer hate. Who keeps us safe? Who keeps us safe? Our love for our people will conquer hate. Will conquer hate.
People conquer hate. We'll conquer hate. Our love for our people. Our love for our people. We'll conquer hate. We'll conquer hate. Who keeps us safe? Who keeps us safe? We keep us safe. We keep us safe. Our love for our people. Our love for our people. We'll conquer hate. We'll conquer hate. Who keeps us safe? Who keeps us safe? Who keeps us safe? Who keeps us safe? Our love for our people. Our love for our people. We'll conquer hate. We'll conquer hate. Our love for our people. Our love for our people. We'll conquer hate. We'll conquer hate. Who keeps us safe? We keep us safe. I said, who keeps us safe? We keep us safe. And who keeps us safe? We keep us safe. I love for our people. Love for our people. Conquer hate. Conquer hate. Who Jesus saves, we Jesus saves, oh Jesus saves, we Jesus saves, the love for our people, the conquer hate, our love for our people, the conquer hate, oh Jesus saves, we Jesus saves, our love for our people, the conquer hate, oh Jesus saves, we Jesus saves, our love for our people, the conquer hate, oh Jesus saves, we Jesus saves, our love for our people, the conquer hate, our love for our people, the conquer hate.
We never got to reach out to Hayden. Oh, I should. But I got to reach out.
You want me to read them?
What is it? Which one?
I send my hope.
Okay.
The next song is I Send My Hope. I send my hope. I send my prayer. I send my strength to those resisting everywhere. May you stand tall. May you stay true. May you walk forward toward the work that you're called to do.
I send my hope, I send my prayer,
Send my prayer.
I send my strength to those resisting everywhere. May you stand tall,
May you stand tall.
may you stay true,
May you stay true.
may you walk forward towards the work you're called to do. I send my hope,
I send my hope.
I send my prayer,
I send my prayer.
I send my strength to those resisting everywhere. May you stand tall,
May you stand tall.
may you stay true,
May you stay true.
may you walk forward towards the work you're called to do. I send my hope,
I send my hope.
I send my prayer,
I send my prayer.
I send my strength to those resisting everywhere. May you stand tall,
May you stand tall.
may you stay true,
May you stay true.
may you walk forward towards the work you're called to do. I send my hope,
I send my hope.
I send my
I
prayer,
send my prayer.
I send my strength to those resisting everywhere. May you stand tall,
May you stand tall.
may you stay true,
May you stay true.
may you walk forward towards the work you're called to do. I send my hope,
I send my hope.
I send my prayer, I send my strength to those resisting everywhere. May you stand tall, may you stay true, may you walk forward towards the work you're called to do. I send my hope, I send my prayer, I send my strength to those resisting everywhere. May you stand tall, may you stay true, may you walk forward towards the work you're called to do. I send my hope, I send my prayer, I send my strength to those resisting everywhere. May you stand tall, may you stay true, may you walk forward towards the work you're called to do. May you walk forward.
I think we have to have someone at the mic.
Is that it?
That's all,
That's
thank
it.
you.
Okay. Whoa, hello. I'm going to ask for your walking down the street.
Awesome. Thank you, Singing Resistors. And again, we could use some more voices. Something to uplift yourself, just to get out of the house, to be with like-minded folks. Again, April 9th, 5:30 at the UU on 3rd Street. All right, so now I'm going to call up Megan Congrove.
Hello, everyone. My name is Megan Congrove. My pronouns are she, her, and I am proudly born and raised here in the Mid-Ohio Valley. I have the honor to serve as president of Parkersburg Pride and the Treasury and DEI chair of the Wood County Women's Rights Alliance. Thank you, yeah. I stand before you today as a member of the LGBTQIA who is tired, honestly. Tired of watching our lives, our families, and our very existence be turned into political propaganda. I'm tired of politicians turning the 1% of the population, that is our trans brothers and sisters, into the biggest issue in our country. We're tired of it. The real issue, it's just a distraction, right? The real issue is the large cuts for big corporations, the billionaires, and let's not forget the Epstein files. Let me be fully clear. We are not a debate. We are not a wedge issue. We are human beings. We are your neighbors, your coworkers, your friends, your families. We are a part of this country. But you know, democracy is not self-sustaining. It works when people show up to protect it. And that's something that my community understands very deeply. Because Pride did not start as a parade. Pride did not start as a festival. Pride started as a protest. Yeah. It began when our community stood up during the Stonewall Uprising and said enough. Enough harassment, enough discrimination, and enough being told that they did not belong. And even today, our community is still fighting simply to live our lives with dignity and safety. Every Pride celebration we hold today exists because people before us were brave enough to protest and demand their rights. And our fight for dignity is deeply connected to the dignity of others in our communities too. Because no one, and I mean no one, is illegal on stolen land. And I will say that very loudly. Immigrant families are a part of the fabric of this country, and they deserve safety, respect, and humanity. We cannot ignore the fear that many families live with every day, while agencies like ICE carry out actions to tear families apart and leave communities feeling terrorized rather than protected. Standing up for human dignity means standing up for all of our neighbors. Full stop. But I also stand here as an active duty military spouse. That means every time a politician beats the drums of war, I have to wonder if the person that I love and the people that we love are going to be called overseas. Military families, we know that cost. And we know the decisions in a way most people never have to think about. We live with the fear, the distance, and the empty seats at the dinner table. And too often, it feels like those sacrifices are made for endless wars that benefit the powerful and the wealthy, while ordinary families carry that burden. And that's why we're here today, right? Because this country was never meant to be ruled by kings, by billionaires, or by pedophiles. Yeah. This country belongs to the people. Full stop. Yes. So when we gather today and say no kings, we are continuing that American tradition, reminding those in power that this country does not belong to one person. It belongs to us. And if we truly believe that, then our responsibility does not end when this protest is over. Our voices matter in the streets, but they also matter at the ballot box. Seat after seat in the special elections that we've had have been flipped by single-digit votes, guys. Single-digit votes. That's the power of this. That's the power of ordinary people standing together and organizing and refusing to let our democracy be taken from us. So my call to action for all of you is this. Register to vote. Check your voter registration often. Help your friends register. Bring your neighbors to the ballots. Help everybody get involved in this. Because the most powerful way that we can defend our democracy is by participating in it. No crowns, no kings, just people. Standing together for freedom, equality, dignity, and the democracy that belongs to us. Keep showing up, keep speaking out, and keep standing together with all the love and solidarity I have for you. Thank you for being here.
Tell me what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like. No ICE, no KKK, no fascist USA. No fascist USA. No ICE, no KKK, no fascist USA. All right, Sharp, come on up. All right, folks. So I said that one next because y'all know all you fascists bound to lose, right? So there's somebody walking around with words of a song from the great Woody Guthrie, right? Yeah. So if you don't have the song lyrics, you can look them up on your phone, and there it's going to be Bette Midler, you fascists bound to lose. All right. Are we ready? Do we have some accompaniment? Drum? Yeah. All right.
Hey, all you singers, come on up. It would be nice to have a little chorus up here. I guarantee you, even if you don't know the song, within moments, you will know it. All right. So one thing I want to say before we start this. It is so great to see everybody here. And along with feeling really good and just hopeful to see this crowd, I just want you all to know that it's okay, along with being hopeful, to be pissed, to be really, really deeply and fervently pissed about what is going on in our country. So do what you can, do what you must, and be sure to remember that it's always time to resist. Okay, so this is the chorus. All you fascists bound to lose. All you you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. That's right. All you fascists bound to lose. Listen, hey there, all you fascists. Let me put you straight. When you come for the rest of us, we'll fight you at the gate. And you will lose, you fascists bound to lose. Now, all you fascists bound to lose. That's right. All you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. Sing it. All you fascists bound to lose. We'll battle ice together until they cut and run. Just like Minneapolis, and when the midterms come, you're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. To hell with all the cowards who hide behind their masks. We're gonna win the midterms. We're coming for his ass. He knows it too. That bastard's bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. I said, all you fascists bound to lose. America, get ready. Midterms are at hand. We got to stick together, folks, and vote to save this land. It's time to choose. Those fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. Yeah. All you fascists bound to lose. I said, all you fascists bound to lose. So get out there, organize, vote, post on Facebook, post on social media, talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors, do everything you can, and then do some more.
You want me? All right, so IndivisibleMOV, our next meeting is on Wednesday the 1st, and I believe, where are we at, Judge Black? We'll be at the Judge Black Annex down in Parkersburg. That is across from the Blenner Hassett Hotel, and that starts at 6:30. So if anybody would like to join us, we'd love to have you. What you need? Event, not at the moment. All right, I'm going to call up Mr. Eric Engel.
I was going to take that thing off there. I want to hear you all get as loud as you possibly can. Thank you. I really appreciate that. One more time, as loud as you possibly can. Thank you so much. We're out here today because this is what resistance looks like. We have always, throughout human history, we've always had empire, right? We've always had someone who said the rules didn't apply to them, that the rule of law was only the rule of law when it was convenient for the powers of empire. We've always had that throughout human history, but we've also had something else throughout human history. We've had this. We've had people who have come and stood up for a rules-based order, come and stood up for the rule of law, come and said that we are all equal, that there is justice for all, that there is equity for all, that we'll accept nothing less. So I'm holding this sign in my hand right now. It says, "Climate Voter, Make America Green Again." You can get your own right over there at that green canopy that you see there. So let me hear from folks who are determined to be climate voters and take on the challenge of climate change in a meaningful way. Get loud. If you support union labor and organizing labor and employees having the right to fight for to have collective bargaining rights and the right to fight for their rights in the workforce, get loud. Exactly. See, this regime, it's not an administration, they're not administering anything. This regime is opposed to labor rights. This regime serves only the corporate structure, only the billionaires, only the powers that be. And this regime doesn't care about climate change at all. It's just drill, baby, drill. It's just fossil fuels as far as the eye can see. They disregard the fact that renewable energies, energy efficiency, conservation, it's all cheaper for us. They don't care, especially over in West Virginia. They don't care what our power bills are. They don't care what our water bills are. They don't care that the vast majority of the state of West Virginia has different areas where they can't drink water, especially the southern coal fields. They don't care. They showed this legislative session that doesn't mean anything to them, that they're actually willing to contaminate water more and do next to nothing to deliver clean, safe water for everyone, let alone affordable water. They don't care about affordable energy. They don't care about health care. We're looking at right now, because of the so-called One Big Beautiful Bill Act last year, over the next 10 years, we're looking at over $1 trillion in cuts to Medicaid. $120 billion in cuts to the SNAP food stamps program. And with all the spending that they're still doing despite these cuts, we're looking at about $586 billion in cuts to Medicare that will be triggered in the next 10 years if Congress doesn't act. There's no talk of making Social Security solvent. Actually, it was just recently reported that the entire federal government is insolvent. That the federal government is insolvent. Let that sink in for a minute. Our liabilities so far outweigh our assets that cumulatively, if you count everything, including what we've promised to pay over the next 75 years, we're looking at about $146 trillion in the hole. That's a number I can't even conceive of. And these people want to try to make it up to the extent that they care. They want to try to make up for that on the backs of the working classes and the poor. They want to say to people who have earned their Social Security and Medicare, to people who are on Medicaid, to people who are on food stamps, to people who are on unemployment, they want to say to people who are some of the most vulnerable people in the country, those living with disabilities, the elderly, that we need to make it up on your backs. We can't afford you anymore. Well, those folks and the working class folks like all of you standing here are the only reason we can afford anything. We're the ones who put the work in. We're the ones who create the demand. We're the ones who create the money. Folks like Elon Musk do nothing. They slap their name on other people's work and take credit for it. Guy didn't invent anything. He piggybacked on the efforts of others and made himself wealthy. These billionaires, every billionaire, is a leech. Pure and simple. There is nothing that you can ever do that makes you, quote unquote, worth $1 billion. You're hoarding wealth. It's stolen wages. It's denied benefits. That's all that it is. They're not better. They're not these superhuman people that they try to pretend they are. And now they come along and they threaten states like West Virginia with this AI, with these build-outs of data centers. And I understand AI may have some uses that can be useful to society, but a lot of it is not. And these data centers are highly polluting, water-guzzling, and dangerous, and communities are saying that if they're going to be forced down our throat, they at least need to be well-regulated, but we'd prefer not to have them forced down our throat. But those communities aren't being listened to. And they're not even getting tax dollars out of the deal. Patrick Morrissey and the Republican supermajority in the state legislature decided last year and this year to deprive those local communities of the tax revenues that building those data centers will generate and that having those data centers will generate, all for maybe a few dozen jobs. It's absolutely ridiculous. And here in Ohio, you all have been doing an absolutely amazing job right here in Marietta trying to protect your water from injection wells, from fracking waste that is threatening to contaminate your water. You've gone to your city council, your local government, and you've said, hell no. We're not going to have you bringing this frack waste that you've already littered all over southeast Ohio and threatening Marietta's water systems with it. And they've listened, and they've responded. And the state is still trying to fight you, and the corporations that are trying to dump this in your backyard are still trying to fight you. But the people of Marietta and the surrounding communities in southeast Ohio have stood up and said, we will protect our water. We will protect our most precious life-giving resource, and we're not going to back down. And for that, get loud. I see the signs right back here, protect our water. No more injection wells in Washington County. Stop the data center. That is democracy in action. That is the people speaking. We're also trying to speak in Parkersburg and being ignored by our local government. We have said unequivocally, the vast majority of us, that we do not want our sanitation services contracted out to private companies. Overwhelmingly, we have said this. And we have been ignored and given the middle finger by our government in Parkersburg. We have gone time and time again and said we want our sanitation division of our Public Works Department kept operating. We want our curbside recycling back, and we want that recycling process at our great local facility. And no matter how many times we say it, they've disregarded us. They've gone through an opaque process, no transparency, and awarded contracts out to these private companies that we didn't want. So to begin to fight back against that, a lot of us have come together in Parkersburg and started a sanitation petition. And that petition, if you're a resident in the city of Parkersburg registered to vote, you can sign it. If you haven't, we'll definitely get you hooked up with the ability to do that. But that petition would repeal an ordinance that awarded a sanitation contract to the company Waste Management. And that's just the beginning. We want to fight long-term in the courts and wherever else we need to get our sanitation department back, get those local jobs back, and do what the city council and mayor have so far refused to do, and pay those sanitation workers living wages. The wages they deserve for the dirty work that they do serving our community. That is a core function of local government to provide services like sanitation. It shouldn't be farmed out to the private sector because they just don't want to deal with it and pay people what they deserve. And we've been saying that for months, even years, and been ignored. But we're standing up, we're fighting back in every way we can, in every way we know how, to try to restore our local sanitation services. And I myself, as I've put on Facebook, am not going to give up until either we have sanitation back and those sanitation workers are organized in a union and the state laws have changed to allow for that, or I have done absolutely everything I can to make that happen even if it doesn't. And I'm a long way from that. I'm not giving up, and neither are the rest of the people of Parkersburg who are opposed to this. So from the local level all the way up to the fascist pedophile in the White House and everywhere in between, we have to stand up as American citizens and say, we're done with this. We're not going to see our Constitution shredded. We're not going to see statutory laws routinely violated like they don't exist. We're not going to see the rule of law cast aside because this guy decides he wants to spend his last years, fingers crossed, on as a dictator. which is what he wants to do and what the Republican Party is allowing him to do. And we're not going to take that anymore. We're going to organize, we're going to mobilize, we're going to speak out with organizations like IndivisibleMOV, and we are going in November, whether ICE is standing at the polls or not, vote these bastards out. Because enough is enough. And we all know that. So I want to point out one more time, we're over here, Mid-Ohio Valley Climate Action is a climate and environmental nonprofit organization, been around for about 10 years. Please come over and see us, get some swag, talk to us, figure out ways to get involved. There's lots of things that we're doing right now. We have these incredible yard signs. On one side, Climate Voter, Make America Green Again, play off the MAGA, and Protect What's Ours, Be a Climate Voter on the other side. These look really great in the yard. They stand out with the other election yard signs this time of year. Please come get one. They don't cost you anything. We've got the stands with them. We'd love to have them in your yard wherever you live. Doesn't matter, West Virginia, Ohio, everywhere. We want to see you. Please come be part of IndivisibleMOV if you're not already involved in that. Please check your voter registration. Please go, if you live in West Virginia, I don't know as much about Ohio, maybe someone else can speak to that, but you can go to the West Virginia Secretary of State Office's website and check your voter registration. You put in your first and last name and your birth date on this part of the website, and it shows you if you're an active voter and what precinct you're in and what party you're with. So please, check your voter registration. Be prepared when the time comes to vote in the primaries coming up soon in West Virginia, and especially in November, because we can't live with this anymore, folks. We can't take any more of this. The depravity that we are seeing every day is beyond the pale. But I will say this. I want to point this out. I think it's important to point this out. The U.S. Senate Democrats just stood the line, as we demanded they do, finally to say enough is enough, no more funding for ICE until they lose the masks, they show the ID, they follow due process of law, then we can talk about a little more funding for them like they don't have enough already. But they stood their ground, and even though Republicans aren't playing along and they're still depriving other Department of Homeland Security employees of their pay, the Democrats stood along and said, we can't tolerate this anymore. We're not going to look at the killings, the murders in Minneapolis, and the unlawful detentions, and the hell that children have been put through, and just stand here and throw more money at the problem. So for that, I commend them. Let's give them a little round of applause for doing the right thing. I hate that DHS employees are not getting paid. I've seen what that's like firsthand. I've seen federal employees here locally working without pay, or being furloughed, or losing their jobs. And across the country since DOGE, the catastrophe that was DOGE last year, where they stole all of our private data, lots of federal employees have lost their jobs. And I feel for the TSA workers, and I feel for the other Department of Homeland Security workers and what they're going through. But we absolutely cannot tolerate this Gestapo force in our streets. And we will not tolerate it. And if they want to come to the polls, I got news for them. I'll see them there. Take your mask off. Show me who you really are. And I'm still going to stare you in the colors of your eyes and vote anyway. I'm going to walk, you want to stand next to me when I vote? That's fine. You can bring your gun and stand next to me while I vote, but I'm still damn well going to do it. And so are all of you. We're going to do it together no matter how much they try to intimidate us, no matter how much these guys act like thugs. So let's come together. Let's vote these bastards out. Let's stand up for who we are, for what this country can be, whether it ever has been or not. And let's come together and make the change that we need to see this year. Let's get loud one more time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Eric. Okay, so we have a little impromptu band show up today. Didn't know they were going to show up. So these are the River Rats. So we're going to give them a second to kind of warm up just a smidge. And while they're doing that, I am going to tell you, call Congress. Right? Everybody needs to be calling their congressperson or Congress critter or creep, as they all are at this point, to tell them that we don't want to be governed by a dictator. They need to grow a spine and stand up to this regime. We don't want it. So you can also get in touch with ResistBot. ResistBot will help you send letters to your Congress creeps. And you can write one, you can send others that have already been written by somebody else. Might help you get the words out a little bit easier. So, 5 calls as well. That's an app that you can get on your phone that gives you a, what do you want to call it? A script. Thank you. My brain's frozen. Gives you a script to record to your congressperson. So those are great ways to be in touch with them and to be involved. Are you guys ready? All right, they're going to play a couple of songs for us. We're going to have one more speaker after that, and then we're going to do some marching.
Hey everybody, we are River Rats. The first song we're going to play for you is called Tired, because if I could speak for everyone, I'm pretty sure we're all kind of tired of what's going on with our government here. You ready?
Tired talking like this, something is amiss. My heart beats so slow, think it's time to go. Well, I'll be alright, I'll be alright. Would you let it go? Pretend like you don't know, leave it on the line till the end of night. I think it's over. Why is it this way? I can't go another day. Sing some silly songs, I hope you'll sing along. I wrote them just for you, 'cause I got nothing to do. And I'll be alright, I'll be alright. Would you let it go? Pretend like you don't know, leave it on the line till the end of night. Think it over. Why is it this way? I can't go another day. I think it's over. Why is it this way? I can't go another day.
That song was called Tired. The next song we got for you is called Don't Pass Me By. Just like the government's trying to pass us by, thinking we will just sit here and take it.
School and find another man. I'll be working, you'll be serving me. Lemonade, sweet almighty, baby, you know it's okay. It's okay. I can't read fast. Don't let it pass. Mine, you start to cry. Don't know why. You push me away when you don't get your way. Every day, and it's all in vain. I won't see you again. No, I can't read fast. Don't let it pass. You know that this place won't last. Don't let it pass. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, River Rats. Hey, we really appreciate the show up this morning. Awesome. All right, so I know you all are getting itchy and antsy and wanting to get on down to the bridge so you can all yell at everybody and you know, show your signs off. So, but we have one more person to end this afternoon with. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate it. We love you. Stay strong. Keep fighting. We'll get there. We promise. We'll get there. Okay, one more. And this is Chet Pritchard. Hang on.
You know, 30 years ago, there was a little queer kid from upriver in Newport, Ohio, who left the Mid-Ohio Valley, thank you, who left the Mid-Ohio Valley because they didn't think it was safe. They didn't think that there were like-minded people here. And today, that queer kid stands before you and says, thank you. Thank you. One of the many hats that I wear is as the minister at Belpre Congregational Church. So put those two things together, friends. A queer kid from Newport, Ohio, pastoring a church. So for those of us who lead churches, we have a really busy week ahead of us. Tomorrow is Palm Sunday and Holy Week begins, and Christians around the world are going to make great efforts to recreate the story of Jesus in his final days. But too often we forget that in those last days, Jesus arrived in Jerusalem not atop a horse with the instruments of war by his side, but atop a donkey with palm branches waving. He was angered by the injustices perpetrated by the religious elites in collusion with the Roman Empire. I want to thank Eric for introducing us to that concept of empire because it's so important. Jesus was so angered that he flipped tables in the temple. He gathered people in community. He shared food and washed feet and brought hope. And he was arrested, tortured, and executed by the empire. Now, no matter what you believe or doubt about Jesus, about the church, about religion, I think we probably share so many of those same emotions that we encounter during Holy Week. We are angry and we are fearful for ourselves, for our friends, for our family members, for our neighbors, and indeed our entire world. When policies and practices emphasize fear and hatred, we long for love and empathetic leadership at all levels. We seek community. We seek to feed and be fed, to care and to be cared for, to love and be loved. And when it feels like we are being handed over to the empire and injustice surrounds us, maybe your daily prayer is the same as mine. What in fresh hell awaits for us today? Every religious tradition has ways of making meaning in times like this. Quakers discern through silence, seeking illumination for powerful action. Judaism motivates through tikkun olam, repairing the world. The Unitarian Universalist second principle seeks justice, equity, and compassion. And many Christian baptismal vows ask some form of this question: will you resist? Will you resist evil, injustice, and oppression in whatever forms they present themselves? So no matter how you make meaning of this, your anger is valid. And there is community to share this anger. I want you all to look around at the folks gathered here today. There is community to help you seek justice and resist empire. And even when it seems most bleak, when it seems that death at the hands of the empire has the last word, we rise. We what? We rise. We what? We what? We what? So be it.
Thank you, Chet. All right, guys, I know you're itching to get out there and march. So the time has come, finally. I know you're all kind of itching, so head on out and, walk on down to the bridge and get some honks and waves and get more people on our side to do this fight. We need you all. Peacefully, yes. Stay out of the street. Try not to be rude to those who are rude to us. All right, folks. Thank you. We love you. Hold on, guys.
Hey, sorry everyone, if you're looking for a yard sign from Mid-Ohio Valley Climate Action, I brought 30 today and we're already out. They've already been dispersed, but we can still get you yard signs. I have more at home. So I can deliver them to you. You can give me your contact information. I've started a fill-out sheet over here with contact information and get you one, or you can come get it. Or I'm going to bring yard signs to the next Mid-Ohio Valley IndivisibleMOV meeting on Wednesday, April 1st, downtown Parkersburg. So either there or contact me. I have a sign-up sheet over here. Thank you.
We got the honor to play you guys out as you go out there and have some fun. Hey, we found a black toboggan looking thing out by the sidewalk. If this is any of your guys's, just come on up here. All right. Ready? Ready, Chris?
I can't stand still when I'm in my chair. I need my own place. I need my own love. All that I love, they all ran away, and I won't feel the same again. When I die, I doubt that my little brother will cry. Maybe I'll do it better next time when I do it again.
Thank you. This next one's called Midwest Unrest because we are in the Midwest and we are unrest. All right, this is our last song. We'd like to thank the community here for letting us play on such short notice. And thank you guys for coming out and standing up for what you guys believe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Taking out all the things you left around. Now my room empty now without you. With everything gone, it feels like I did something wrong. Even when you're not around. It seems to me that life was easier. Now I know that I need it. It seems to me that life was easier. Now I find that I love it. Taking out all the things that stress you out. Where'd you go since you moved out on your own? With everything gone, it feels like I did something wrong. Even when you're not around. Seems to me that life was easier. Now I know that I need it. It seems to me that life was easier. Thank you, everybody. We were River Rats.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you had to play.
Yeah. Did we meet your expectations?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so you guys are willing to do this again? All right. So